Okay, so today I'm going to be playing and analysing a couple of maps that were created by JamaicanDave for Black Mesa. This is BM Meltdown, and you can download these maps from the Steam Workshop. I'll put a link in the description.
Warning, coolant system deactivated. Reactor status severe.
Okay, so straight away I believe we get given our objective for the level. So we have, our scientist up there, and I think I did read the Steam Workshop description that JamaicanDave has put in, and it was about the reactor melting down, or something's going wrong with the reactor. And we also heard the Vox voice over the tannoy system telling us exactly that. So we know we've got our a scientist friend, and we have we've been fed that information straight away. So we're going to go and play Meltdown. Here he is.
Ah, Freeman, isn't it? You'll have to open the emergency drain caps for each coolant tank. Both pump stations have been positively overrun. Do not linger, Dr. Freeman. Freeman? Well, I never.
Alright, so I think I understood what he said. He said we have to go around and individually open the drain caps of each
you think this is the right
part of the reactor.
Power 15%.
But it's kind of very clear what we have to do, and obviously we've I don't know why it's been blocked up like this.
Alright, I'll hold down this spot. This is my little corner, and I'm sticking to it. You're the boss. I'll hold the fort.
I presume it's because we can't have this guy following us. And we get shown the enemy straight away, so we know that there are HECU in the area, so we know kind of what enemy we're dealing with. In fact, I think we're safe just to go right up to the window. It's not as if they're going to notice us, because all of this is kind of very carefully scripted. And we can also see I presume that's the reactor that we're dealing with that's on the brink of meltdown. Now, obviously I'm speculating with everything in this video because I haven't spoken to Dave about this, but I presume they've been put there to show that, if there was any doubt that this turret here is dangerous and it's going to, take us out. If there were to be any doubt, obviously the red lasers and the turret can show us that. But say, as we're rounding the corner, we can get the sense that something's wrong. Okay, so nice ambush there from the head crab. But it's good that we can in fact get round these, because I have seen it in some maps where, and I think I've probably done it myself in the past, you don't have a choice and you have to run into it. And it even though it takes longer and it's a bit more of a hassle, it rewards the player, for getting all the way. You see, if we go like this, he gets activated. Oh, that's a bit of a glitch. Picking this guy up is not advised. Oh. Don't know where he came from. Oh. So because the lights, or the buttons have lights, we can see which doors are accessible and which ones aren't. So this one's clearly accessible, hence why there's these trip mines. So we know that's probably an area where we're going to go. This is probably just a side room, I'm guessing. I mean, there's some weird, bug that happens. That's not a map thing. That's a engine bug, I believe. Right, now I am stocked up on battery power. We can continue on to the trip mines, and there's a few ways we can deal with them. I like the fact we well, I don't think we got given the pistol. Maybe we did and I just completely missed it. But I think it's because it's not necessary. Now, we know that there were HECU troops, or soldiers, or whatever you want to call them in here. There we go. Because we had the warning at the start, and because they're not the easiest enemy to fight, it's always good to kind of give the player forewarning that that's going to happen. It's not about giving them a lot of time, giving the player a lot of time. I am playing on hard mode, and I amn't the best player, because I remember someone once commented saying, what right do you have to critique maps when you're not very good at the game? And that comment stuck with me for a long time, and I'm still salty about it now. But yes, excuse my playing. I'm just admiring the environment, because that's something that often goes unnoticed by players. They kind of take the environment for granted. But all of this stuff, it had to be placed manually, basically. There was two of them. I wondered, I thought I'd got him, and then I saw him again.
Warning. Coolant system deactivated. Reactor status severe.
Okay, so we had that Vox line, presumably to hurry us up, possibly. I'm not entirely sure, but that's kind of the sense I'm getting. And it also just calls back to the mission. It just shows that stuff is happening. And you're actually in a scenario, because it's very easy when you're creating a level to forget about adding kind of callbacks to what you're doing and reminding the player. It's very difficult to see through these fences, as there's a lot of noise, visual noise basically, especially with the pipes. And I like the idea of having like a kind of messier area, but it is rather difficult to... It's rather difficult to see, but not impossible. Oh.
Power 15%.
I'm just going to carry this turret with me. Now, I presume we have entered somewhere where we have multiple paths. Because there were multiple things we had to do. Because that's what the scientist at the start said.
Power 15%. Lacerations detected.
Okay, I presume that was done intentionally to stop us from doing what I was just doing. That was a terrible throw. Okay. Thank goodness for autosaves, because I hadn't manually saved it, because the button I use seems to have gone kaput. Right.
What do you think these civvies were even doing down here?
Don't know. Don't care.
The guy said he didn't care about the reactor, which is why it's a problem. It's good that there's the impression of these guys moving around. You know, as if we're living in a... Well, we're in a living world, and it's not just, you know... Not just like a game. That was a surprisingly good throw. Well, it is a game, but it's like, they're not just always in front of you when you enter a room, and they're actually doing other stuff. They're living their life.
Eyes open. Check your sectors.
Uh-oh. Fuck. I think I traded there. I think I got one. Or two.
I'm throwing a grenade.
Whoa. That's what's good about this kind of area.
I'm going in.
It does make the fighting a whole lot more interesting than just like a wide open room. Gives you plenty of cover.
Power 15%. Power 30%.
Yo, you could just make that. I don't think there was anything back there, so we'll go on to that. It's very strange. And here we are back in this area again.
System deactivated. Reactor status severe.
Obviously, it's making good use of space. It's not like we're moving through a fully linear level, and we can kind of see where we've been, and in many cases we can see where we're going, which gives the gives the player kind of context. No, there we go.
Go, go, go!
Blood loss detected.
Heal!
Alright, so we should be here at the pump station, in which I think this is where we needed to be. Oh. Yikes. That was unexpected. I guess that kind of subverts expectations. You expect to push a button and something to happen. Like, something simple to happen, that's what I mean. Like, you don't expect the thing to explode in your face. But thankfully, because we've got the HEV suit, we're obviously still alive. I'm kind of getting the sense that this place is going to come down and we need to run. I'm wondering... It feels to me like we're against the clock and we need to run quick. I seem to have lost the ability to crouch for some reason. Which is a bit weird. But I'm not sure if that's the map or if that's just my keyboard having decided to have broken. Or if that's like a choice in the game. The layout to this has been very well designed. I haven't really had to think about what I'm doing, and it's a nice touch that everything's happening as you're running back. Oh, there we go, went the wrong way as soon as I spoke. Okay, so I presume we've lost. It's a bit annoying how you kind of have to take damage here. I thought there was a way at the start that I could avoid it. I still can't crouch. But I could before because we got underneath the... We got underneath the trip mines. It is a bit strange. I mean, the damage you're taking is very minor. know what that portal was doing in the elevator. Phew, that was close. Okay, so that was BM Meltdown by JamaicanDave. Overall, it was a very good map, or maps. I was a bit confused at the, because at the start, the scientist said that there was 2 things to do. And I thought there was 2 different routes that we had to go. I think I said through the video that we'd be going somewhere else, but obviously the 2 things were right next to each other. So I was a bit confused there. Obviously, standard voice lines from the game have just been reused, so it would have been difficult to change that. But otherwise, the layouts were good. We were always in the same areas, but we're in different parts of them, so we could always see where we'd been, and we could always see where we were going to go, and that, as players, gives us context as to how our progression is going in the level. The scripting was good. The part at the end was especially good. The layout was, as I said, very well structured, so it was always easy to run back, although I did find I often got caught on the side of kind of things that stick out of the wall, so if they were clipped, then that would make it slightly easier and less annoying. And also, I've checked my control key and it's still working, so I think the map might have disabled it. Whether or not that was intentional, I'm not sure, but for some reason I couldn't duck at that last bit, and it was kind of off-putting, but maybe it's because it wasn't necessary. Anyway, thanks for watching.